here's the deal. The housing data is poor. The food data is poor. All the information from a political standpoint is subpar, to say the least. And the only thing that we've really got going for us right now, Mr. Sams, is gasoline. So even though it's $3 to fill up my truck, it still hurts. And that's fine if I can spend $3 a gallon at the gas tank, but then turn around and go into Kroger and spend $157 to get bare essentials. Still
Right.
doesn't make it any easier at my house. I don't know about yours, but would you agree with that statement, sir?
I think you're spot on, Kale. So, Kale, let me ask you a question. So, if you're in retirement and you've got your money in the market, and like you said, the market was doing really nice for 7-8 days in a row, and
That's right.
I guess if you're in retirement and you check your account on a daily basis, you're jumping up and down. You're really happy because what had been going down is now coming back up. But then all of a sudden you pull up the account balance today, and it's dropped 500, 700, 800, 1,000 points. What do you think that does to someone that's in retirement? If not in the accumulation phase, but in the phase where they've accumulated, they are retiring, they're not adding to it, but they're starting to take out, and all of a sudden you see that 1,000-point drop. How does that affect someone that's in retirement?
It's like a double whammy, Randy. I mean, not only does it affect you on paper and in your checkbook, it affects you mentally because you don't know what to do. You've gone through COVID, you've gone through the pandemic, you've gone way down and then back up again. But now you've got a Federal Reserve, and here's the deal for all of our listeners. And I've said it once, I'll say it again, I'll say it until I'm blue in the face. People made money hand over fist during COVID. Okay, and the old saying is, we had a saying, a quote a couple weeks ago from Warren Buffett, legendary investor. But one thing that I've heard that Warren Buffett says that a lot of other very successful people in the world say, Randy, is do not fight the Fed. Okay, that's the deal. So when money is free, everyone gets stimulus checks and they're just, creating trillions of dollars out of thin air and throwing it to everyone. Don't fight the Fed. Okay, that was great. Now what's happening? Don't fight the Fed. The Fed is tightening. Okay, yeah. It's not easing, it is tightening. So we're going to see another 75 basis points. That's what 80% say. The other 20% say 100 basis points.
Wow.
I think it's 75, and then I think we do it again because we're going to fire all the bullets out of the gun, Randy. We're going to fire all the bullets out just to say we did. Europe is having a tremendously difficult time. The dollar is super strong, which hurts exports for the United States. But Europe is in bad shape, and the United States is right on their coattails. So for someone in retirement, it's funny because I heard someone say this last week, Randy, and I kind of laughed at what they said. They said, well, if someone's in retirement, what our firm does is we want to make sure that they're in a bunch of high dividend paying positions. And then they rattled off a few companies. So I took the luxury of just pulling up some of those companies and looked at their performance week to date. I mean, I don't care if the company pays a 7% dividend, if the company's down, 9% in a week. I mean, net, Randy, did you make any money in retirement that week?
I would say no. Yeah.
That's correct. I'm like, how does that person sleep at night? Like, give me a guarantee and we can go from there. So anyway, but that's what happened in the market this past week, Randy. And we've had a lot of people reaching out after the market, dump in the middle of the week. But this is what we're going to do, guys. Today, we're going to talk a lot about Medicare. Randy's going to come. He's going to take the stage, and he's going to give a lot of information with respect to smart health strategies. We're going to go over all that stuff on YourAmericanRetirement.com, Kale and Randy's Retirement Radio on the Retirement Radio Network. We'll be back in just a couple moments.